Hi, this is Bree. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. Please remember to like it and share it. That would be great. Okay, we are going to talk about the month of February 2019 and what I see coming in for the United States, USA. I do the USA astrology. I think it fits pretty much everybody is going to feel that energy coming in rather than me going through Aries, Taurus, Gemini, each horoscope separately, because that's a hit and a miss. Unless it is hitting a planet, is hitting one of your cusp or your natal planets that you were born with and you will pass with, it's not going to, there's nothing coming in. It's just a hit and a miss. And I think that's why a lot of people complain, well, that didn't hit me. It's because it has to hit a cusp or a natal planet when we're talking on your horoscopes. I do have yearly horoscopes up on my website, www.spiritualdesignAstrology.com. It'll be on the left-hand side. Just scroll down and you'll see Aries through Pisces 2019. And you can read on what I have coming in for the year for each sun sign. Be sure to read that rising sign, because I am telling you, it might fit you so much better than the sun sign. I'm a Capricorn with a rising Virgo, and my rising sign, Virgo, fits me so much better than Capricorn. So with that said, all right, February the 1st, 2019, we've got Mars and Pluto. They're squaring. Pluto's in the USA second house, and Mars is in the USA fourth house. Now, Pluto likes to tear down, rip it down, and then build it back up. Now, Pluto's been in the USA second house for a couple years now. And this isn't the first time that we're going to have Mars square Pluto, of course. But do look for more market decline, more stock market decline, as well as housing. Mars is in that fourth house. And the fourth house has to do with mining, land, housing, and so forth. So look for housing declines to come down in price also some more. And hot tempers, nothing that we're really actually not used to right now, right? So we're going to have some more hot tempers, declines in agriculture, also stormy weather. We have been having a lot of stormy weather, and we're going to continue to have stormy weather. So you're going to want to kind of plan accordingly. Also, on a personal level, it does make sense when Mars is squaring Pluto. If, say, perhaps you've got a personal vendetta with somebody or something, let karma take care of it, because karma will take care of it when this is coming in and when it leaves. So do trust that the universe does take care of things. It may not be exactly when we're wanting it to take care of things, but nonetheless, it will take care of it. So just let karma do its thing. I wouldn't participate in any retaliation of any sort, whether it's against a person, a thing, whatever. I would just let karma take care of it. All right, now the second, we've got Venus and Uranus. We've got a fire trine. Now that is, the energy will last for a day, and that's good. The stock market will go back up a little bit, but just because it goes back up that next day, don't let that fool you, because as we've been experiencing, up, down, so that's what we're going to continue experiencing, is an up, down, motion. All right, February the 4th, 5th, new moon in Aquarius. The new moon will be in the USA second house. It'll be 15 degrees of Aquarius. Now, Uranus rules Aquarius and Saturn co-rules. Saturn is on the USA second cusp. And on that second cusp is also Capricorn, what rules Capricorn? Saturn. So when I say Saturn and Capricorn, the words are inexchangeable. It is time to tighten the money belts right now. I do see stock markets continuing to decline. When Saturn does get ready to go into the United States second house, we are going to be having a decline. Saturn is all about rules. Saturn wants to make sure we really want it. rather I'm talking mundane astrology or our personal charts. Saturn is the taskmaster. He's going to have us tighten our belts. He's going to make sure in what area we want to move in, and he's going to make sure it's done slowly because he's going to want to make sure that it sticks. So it is time to watch your own money and your own resources. The weather will be crazy. I also see new groups of people coming into the mix, new companies, new groups of people coming into the mix. And also, when we have a new moon, I know it's good to start new things, don't get me wrong, but you're going to want to wait a couple days after that new moon, because whatever's done in the dark, and what's a new moon? It's the darkest, right? Whatever done in the dark remains in the dark. So you're going to want to let a little bit of light come in. So I would say a week past that new moon, perhaps 3, 4, 5 days is a good time to start things. Otherwise, again, try this. Start something on the day of a new moon. See if it gets noticed. Then start something 5 to 7 days after that new moon and see if it gets noticed. It will get noticed so much better. All right, with that said, February the 10th, Mercury does go into the sign of Pisces. Now, Mercury is in its determinant in Pisces. It doesn't gel real well with Pisces. It doesn't function to its full capabilities in the sign of Pisces. But on a positive note, Pisces is a psychic sign. It's a visionary sign. So do look for that to come out on a personal level. You want to be careful not to really actually act on your emotions. You do want to remember to act with reason when this is happening. But otherwise, it does lead to disaster. So always act with reason, not emotion, when Mercury is going into the sign of Pisces. February 12th, 13th, we've got Mars and Uranus, and they're both still in Aries. Now, this will be the last time that Uranus is in Aries, because as we know, it's on March the 6th, 2019, it's going to go into the sign of Taurus, and there it will stay for the next 7 years. So it'll stop going back and forth into Aries, Taurus, Aries, Taurus. It'll stay in the sign of Taurus on that day. So, it does take Uranus 84 years to go around the zodiac. It spends approximately 7 to 8 years in each sign. Now, at this time, the fourth house. Again, the United States fourth house is land, mining. Even though Saturn does rule housing, but it is also housing. And whenever we see Mars going into the USA fourth house, it's not good anyway. Things are going to really pop and happen. And now Mars is going up with Uranus again. So Uranus is just a very unpredictable energy. Mars is a lot of energy, war, and hot tempers. So I do see, again, a downturn with housing, a downturn with mining, with land. I also see something related to buildings, some type of an explosion related to buildings happening at this time. Now, when Uranus is in the fourth house also, it's not ideal for government. Government's always going to take a hit when Uranus is in that fourth house. But we do know Uranus, when he does go back into the sign of Taurus, he is going to be into that United States fifth house. The fifth house is children, just like it is for us in our regular horoscopes. It's also procreation. It's also entertainment. Anything to do with entertainment and risk taking, actually, is that fifth house. So, and education. Now, until Uranus gets settled in that fifth house, until then, when it first initially gets in there, it's going to be an explosive time. With Uranus, we never know what's going to happen. It's like a bolt of lightning. We just never know where it's going to hit. We can guess on the sign that it's in and the house that it's in, and we can make a prediction from there. So I do see this not good for anything education, like money wise. Maybe not getting the money they're wanting for educational purposes. Anything to do with amusement, parks, recreation, so forth, where children are. It's not going to be very, very ideal. So you'll want to keep your eyes open, and you'll want to make sure that, sorry about that, keep your eyes open and aware of your surroundings. And then depending on what Uranus is going to hit when we get in there with the natal planets, as we progress the next 7 years, I'll have more of an idea what we can expect. So right now that energy will be felt. And when it goes into the 5th house, I do look for it to be, depending on what it's hitting, and I'm looking right now and I'm not seeing it hitting anything in my February, so we're just talking about the month of February. It'll get better for government. I look for it to get better. You know, I know the last time Uranus went into Taurus during the Great Depression and so forth, that was a very scary time. And right now, before it does go into Taurus, into that 5th house, yeah, we're going to see some declines. We're going to see some tempers. We're going to see some firecrackers, like we've been seeing. But do know that when he gets into the 5th house and gets settled, it'll be a lot better for government because he'll be out of the 4th house. Okay, so on February the 19th, we've got a super snow moon coming in. This is the second super moon in the sign, well, not in the sign, at 0 degrees, because we're going to have 3. And if you went to my blog and you read on my monthly predictions, we've got 3 super moons coming in at 0 degrees. And this one will be in this inner sign, in the sign of Virgo. So, as usual, when we have a full moon, it does usually happen a week beforehand. All the chaotic, crazy things usually happen a week beforehand. Now, I do see with this full moon, terrible bad weather. Be careful. A lot of ice, a lot of rain, very cold. I do see disruptions in the courts, in legal matters. I see shipping having problems, trade having problems. So, FYI, just be careful and be vigilant. Okay. Now, on the 19th of February, we've got Mercury and Neptune conjunct in the United States 3rd house. I feel somebody who is a known writer is going to be passing at this time. And there'll be a lot of agitation with some of the employees throughout the United States. And some crime and fraud is going to come to light. So something that was hidden will come into light for us. And that will be related, something with media. 3rd house is media. So we'll stay tuned and see what that is. On February 22nd, we've got Venus and Pluto conjunct in the United States 2nd house of finances. Now, for the next couple days, do expect a downturn again in the stock market, revenue declining. But do remember, something better is trying to come in, and it will arrive. I do feel it will arrive. So something better is trying to come in. So with that in mind, we just got to get through these little scrambled egg thingies with lack of a better word. And you will see that something better will be coming in. Okay, now on March 1st, 2nd, we've got Venus square Uranus. Now later that same day, I have Venus going into the sign of Aquarius. And Uranus rules Aquarius and Saturn co-rules Aquarius. So this is going to bring a very unfortunate, this is just unfortunate for revenue related to the 5th house matters. But again, later that same day, in the beginning, it'll seem like, but then later that same day, it'll prevail in a good way. We'll start seeing things look up later on that same day. The 5th house, again, is the house, procreation, children, anywhere where there's amusement, education, a little bit of risk-taking there. So it'll get better later on that day. Now, on March 6th, I went ahead on my website, www.spiritualdesignAstrology.com. Take a look. I'm very confident you'll like what you see. I try to blog on a lot of things. So, Uranus goes back into the sign of Taurus, as I've said earlier. There's no more going back and forth from Aries to Taurus. It'll be in the USA 5th house, and I'm not seeing a big chaotic issue at that time. Doesn't mean I'm not going to see it as we go into March, but at that particular time, I'm not seeing something really, really super crazy going on that I need to talk to you about. But on March 20th, we have another supermoon at 0 degrees inside the sign of Libra. Libra is an air sign. It'll be on the 10th house cusp. That is something to be paying attention and to be on the lookout for, because that's going to be something that I'm going to be talking about in greater detail on my next video, that supermoon. And that'll be the last one again at 0 degrees. Could it be finally something, is trying to come in, something new is trying to come in. So with all this chaotic chaos that we see going on in the world right now, we're trying, the universe, the stars, the heavens, it's trying to push it out because it wants something new to come in for the United States that people can be happy and feel more safe and more secure. So I really do feel to be looking for that. Absolutely. Okay, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and let it go right there. And please like my video. Let me know what you're thinking. And I will see you again in the next video. Thank you so much. I'm going to put that down. And don't forget to share it too. Thank you.